Well, good afternoon, everybody. This is Jim Hodgson here at the Fun With Aviation Museum, home of the most touchable warbirds in Texas. Today's episode we're calling The Naked Truth about our F-4 Charlie, and this is it. The reason being is that this airplane, when it came to us, was in Navy colors. It came to us from the Joint Reserve Base here locally, and it came to us in Navy colors because it was commemorating one of the fighter squadrons here. Hi, Rick. Glad to see you. And so it's been in those Navy colors for a long time, although it is in fact an Air Force airplane, and we've done walkarounds on it before. But what we wanted to show you is we had some people come out this week and do a media bead blasting. Longhorn blasters came out and completely stripped the airplane in preparation of it being repainted. I think I can show you if I can show you my sheet here. This is what the airplane's going to look like. We're going to be dressing it up as the 433rd Tactical Fighter Squadron. It's going to be in Southeast Asia colors, the camo colors, and so this is going to be a pretty striking airplane when it's finished. The 301st had this for a while as a maintenance trainer. You'll find as we walk around, you will see a number of patches on the airplane, and that's what it was used for, was combat maintenance trainer. Going to get you a closer look here so you can see what this media blasting does. In the past, we have used soda blasting, and the soda blasting has been extremely time consuming. I'll show you the TA-4 before I finish up here today. And that airplane, it probably took us 3 or 4 months to get it stripped down using soda, baking soda blaster on it. It took lots and lots of handwork. We called the airframe cab a Phantom. Yeah, it's a Phantom, all right. This is going to be a nice example to go along with our Marine Corps one. You're going to see that it's got dust all over it. The media blasting that they used was glass beads, and the glass beads really took the paint down off of this. Now, we did one on the radome, so you're going to see, if I can do some dusting here, you're going to see that it's got a little bit of residue on it from the blasting, but otherwise we've got a nice smooth surface here. It took them 2 days to do this. We'll spend another day or so cleaning it up before we go to paint. We're going to be putting on a coat of base paint or undercoat on it pretty soon. We had to do a lot of taping so that we didn't get the blasting on some of the other places that we didn't want it. But I'm just going to walk around the airplane so you can see it. So this is going to be a really nice looking airplane in Southeast Asia camo colors. We have been talking to the Air Force Museum and making sure we get the exact colors. They wanted to know specifically what the time period we wanted, because I didn't realize that the colors changed that much as time went along over in Vietnam. But you can see the dust all over the airplane, which is fine because it no longer has the gray coat and the Navy markings on it. In fact, you won't see any markings at all, so the blasting really did a good job. For instance, the tail had an Alpha Foxtrot on it. That's obviously gone, but we've got a number of things that are taped, so that will all have to come off. The airplane will have to be washed down, and we've got it out here in the yard. The material that's on here is essentially very, very fine glass beads. In fact, it's virtually dust at this point, so it's environmentally okay. It's not a hazard of any sort, but you can see it looks like it's been in a sandstorm here. But this just comes right off. So some power washing, and this is going to be ready to go. I was going to have Rich or one of the people out here with us today, but you know what? It was a nice week this week, and then of course it gets into the 40s today. So I'm going to just walk around the airplane, let you get a chance to see the whole airplane, and then we're going to walk over and show you the YF-16, because we're going to do the media blasting on the YF-16 as well. Sorry about the wild panning. And the intent is to have this airplane ready for Hops and Props. Hops and Props is April 30th, and so this will be one of our showcase or spotlight airplanes for that day. And they tell me that I wasn't out here for the bead blasting, but the guys that were told us that the path that they had to do with the bead blasting was about 2 or 3 inches. So it took them a lot longer than they thought, but it really does an amazing job, and it was so much quicker and faster than if we had done it the way we've been doing the other airplanes. Now, the reason we could do this with this, because it's an expensive proposition to do the airplane, is that this airplane is being supported by a number of by a number of F-4 Air Force veterans who have donated the funds to refurbish this airplane, and it's been languishing for a long time. So we're all really excited about this. The airplane technically belongs to the Naval Aviation Museum in Pensacola, and normally they would want the airplane to be put into the exact colors that it's served in, the exact livery. But in this particular case, since it's an Air Force airplane and we have support from a squadron other than the ones that it flew with, and this airplane was with the Illinois National Guard, and if you look on our website you'll see some other squadrons, but it did serve in Vietnam. But it was also with the Illinois Air National Guard before it was disposed of by the Air Force. Came to the 301st here as a combat maintenance trainer, and then after that the Navy took it so that they could use it on the base as a memorial to, I believe it was the VF 201 and 202, I'm not sure, can't remember now because the markings are gone. But it's really going to be spectacular when we get it back into the into its Vietnam colors. And like I said, the museum in Pensacola said they would bless us in putting it in those colors. So I wanted to show you that, and that's the naked truth about this airplane. So we're going to walk over here, and we're going to be kind of the Earl Scheib of aircraft painting here for a while. This is our YF-16. We did a video on this one just recently, but this is also going to be bead blasted. There's some really difficult paint on this that's having to be scraped off, and we've already done a test with the bead blasting, and the bead blasting works really well on this. So, hey Henry, glad to see you. Glad to see all of you folks here today. So this one we're going to put it into white. We're going to put a white coat on it just to protect it once the guys are ready. They've got the wings. They've got a lot of work to do on the wings yet. And we've got the nose coming in. You've been following those videos. I'm sure you're aware of all of this. So we're going to walk over here and show you the TA-4, which has been the subject of a number of our videos. This one has been ready to paint for a while. And this one was done by hand or by our normal soda blasting. And you can see we've done some testing here with our undercoat paint, and this was done with a new direct-to-metal paint, and it was actually done with a roller. And I'm going to show you how good that paint job is. It's very, very smooth, and it doesn't have it's not really showing much in the way of any kind of draping or orange peeling. So that's what we're going to be doing with this airplane. We're going to put it in undercoat, and then this one will be in white and orange. It's going to go back to its training command colors, the way it did when it served in VT-7 and VT-22. VT-7 in Meridian, VT-22 in Kingsville, Texas, and which is going to be really nice. It's going to be really sharp for out here because we don't have any airplane that has that kind of a color combination at all on it. But we've talked about this one before, but in terms of the time that it took us to prepare this one for paint, which was months, and really in some respects it's actually been a couple of years, but it will be in paint, and this will be our other spotlight or showcase airplane for Hops and Props on the 30th, April 30th this year. So rain or shine, that will all happen, and these will be on the ramp for inspection. So looks like a lot like an F-16 to me. This one isn't. This is a TA-4J. The other one was the YF-16, and yeah, that one's definitely YF-16. So I know this is going to be a short one today because frankly it's cold. Wanted to show you these airplanes and what we've done with the F-4 and the bead blasting on the F-4 that really is going to help a lot. We've got a couple of other airplanes we will probably do that on, and it's going to really help us get airplanes ready for paint a lot quicker. So we've got the TA-4 that's taken us a couple of years, a little bit at a time on weekends, months of work by Kevin Nelson and some others. And then we've got the F-4 that in 2 days it's stripped ready for paint. Just has to be washed down. So the A-4 will be washed down, the F-4 will be washed down, and then we'll put base coats on those. And we will show you all of that as that takes place. So we'll do another quick walk around. This one is going to be all in white, and then it will have the orange markings like all of the other training command airplanes from the Navy and the Marine Corps. I flew these. I had about 700 hours in these down at Kingsville myself in VT-22 as a student and as an instructor. So kind of have that, kind of have a soft spot for the TA-4. It was a fun airplane to fly. And of course here's the YF-16 and the rotisserie that we've been talking about last week that they were, I think it was last week or the week before, the rotisserie that they were building. And here it is. So it's ready to accept the wings for the work that they're going to be doing on that. So one more time, we'll just walk over here and show you the F-4 if I can do this without making everybody too dizzy. So again, this is going to be done as the 433rd Tactical Fighter Squadron. It was one of the first squadrons to do the laser-guided bomb drops. They also did fast FAC work with the airplanes, but it was the 433rd Tactical Fighter Squadron, also known as Satan's Angels. And so this is going to be a really nice addition to the collection once the paint is once it's in its regular war paint. So if we've got any questions, I'd be glad to answer those. I can see the screen because there's no sun and it is cold today. So I'll just kind of wait a little bit and see if anybody's got anything. Now we've got the X on the noses. Those are places on the radome where we did not want them to do the bead blasting because it would take the fiberglass and it would just destroy it. So at any rate. So since I'm not seeing any other questions about anything here, I'm going to go ahead and sign it off for today. I know this is a short one, but that's okay. We want to do something and show you what's going on here at the Fort Worth Aviation Museum. Again, these airplanes are scheduled to be completed in their paint. Of course, we couldn't do that today. Too windy and way too cold. But we are planning to have these ready. This one and the TA-4 as our spotlight airplanes for Hops and Props. We have 15 brewers signed up so far for Hops and Props, and you can go to the Facebook page for Hops and Props and make sure you get ours. We found out that there's another Hops and Props out there that was canceled. Ours is not. So we're the Fort Worth Aviation Museum Hops and Props here in Fort Worth. April 30th, early bird tickets are on sale right now. It's the best deal you're going to get, $20. And we also have the designated driver tickets up. We're going to have flights on Southern Cross again on the C-47. Those will be up pretty soon. And so that's about it for now. We're planning on having the full range of veteran support organizations like we've done in the past. So at any rate, Randy, thanks for coming on, and Nick, you too. I'm going to end this now, and then it'll be posted on Facebook, and then we will go ahead and we'll put that on our YouTube channel probably this weekend. Added a few other of the videos that we had done in the past and had not made it to the YouTube channel yet. We put about 3 of them up this week. One of them is specifically on this airplane in the TF-102, so you can see the before, and this is the intermediate, and then you'll see the after later on. So again, Jim Hodgson, Fort Worth Aviation Museum, home of the most touchable warbirds in Texas. Thanks for joining me today, and I'm going in and warming up. Thanks, folks.